we are back again.
Hmm.
It's been fun.
Yeah. And
It's good
Winner
to
is not here again. She's still not
yeah.
here. She did
Again.
not put
She's
up to
still
her
not here.
promises.
Winner is a sly.
I'm here. The
Just a
world, the
lie.
world is
I think
moving virtual now.
Exact.
So we are going
No.
with
exact.
with the advance of technology these days.
Let me
Yeah.
do
Right. We want to see you here in person.
Right.
Just say you
Your
miss me.
beautiful
Just say
face.
you miss me.
I want
Exactly.
to touch your skin, your flesh.
flesh.
Just say you miss me, and you will see me there.
Well, we missed you though.
We missed you,
I know
honestly.
guys missed you too.
We missed you. Like, you know, like, when we try to prepare, like, you make it, well, I say faster,
Right.
but we just the both of us.
You know you and it's been a struggle. But we are getting the hang of it anyway. Oh well, Ogo, it's good to see you too
Good
again.
to see you
You're
too.
looking
Yeah,
radiant
you're also looking
and
radiant.
beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
And the
too.
lips are
It's
popping.
like, it's like we're matching on black and black, you know.
Right.
So it's like, okay, today is black. It's a black thing.
And I almost have my friend too. But it's good. We are twinning.
Abby?
Twin.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well.
Let's get into today's business.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business. So today, well, I think we're gonna be talking about something
Very sensitive.
very sensitive. So guys, well, we are ready for the drag. At least Ogo is ready. I am not. Ogo can take it, and I think Winner can take some bullets too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
So today we would be discussing topics surrounding some very difficult conversations that black people are not ready to have. I mean, these conversations need to be had, but then they shy away from it.
You know?
We need to be real with ourselves now, so we are getting down to business.
Yeah. And
The other reason for shying away is because it's very sensitive.
Right?
and when we say maybe black, maybe it might not relate to black Americans.
Right.
Maybe it's just like maybe our own African experience.
Mm-hmm.
So in case if you're not maybe African or I don't know how to put it, don't be offended. But
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about from our own experience, right?
Don't forget that.
Don't forget
Most
that.
important.
Yeah, as like the experiences we had growing up as black African people, I guess.
Yeah, and if you have your own opinions, it would be nice to read in the comments. So
Exactly.
we would be sharing ours, so you should share yours too.
Winner, what do you think? Like, do you think that conversations like black people are not ready to like we avoid it totally? Or you think it's
Yeah,
toxic?
because
Yeah,
Or you think it's top?
Girls.
no, there are some
Girls.
conversations. There are some conversations you don't have because there won't be any civil way to discuss it. There'll be throwing of punches and all that.
okay.
Yeah, because everybody
Okay.
get triggered these days. Emotions are all over the place. And
Emotions
sometimes
are
when people don't agree
Yeah.
with what
Emotions are high.
your opinion, they tend to be uncivil about it, even calling you names and all those things. So maybe, but that's because people kind of shy away from such topics because they don't want wahala. Everybody should just day their day. But then it's also important to like talk about it or maybe give your opinion about it. But it depends. What do you guys have in mind? What topics do you think that black people shy away from?
Ogo, I know you have something in mind. So
I think for me the one I don't know why like when if I say it now people will be like maybe because maybe of my husband, but I don't think so. Like I think the idea of when you see like people from other race, they braid their hair and they're like, oh, cultural appropriation and this and that, da, 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 da. But we black women, we wear wigs. Some people will be like, oh, it didn't start from the white people or stuff like that. Yes, but we don't wear wigs that look like our hair. If we wear wigs that look like our natural hair, then yeah, we will say, oh, that is it. But we wear wigs that look Caucasian. Our wigs. the
But do you know
straight-
there are some Afro wigs?
I know, of course, but it's cheap in the market.
I know, but you're saying because we don't wear.
No, we wear it, but those ones are not like how many. Like I know people wear Afro wigs, but it's. Do you own an Afro wig?
I used to have one.
Yeah, but is like is it expensive? Like is it like do people put in money? Like is it common to see a lot of black women wearing Afro wigs?
I think it depends
I
anyway.
think people, the ones I've seen so far, they either wear it maybe for cultural day or costume day, or maybe once in a while. You know, when you like, there's this short pixie cut wig I also have. You know,
Right.
like it's just once in a while. But and I feel like, and you'll be like, oh, they shouldn't. Maybe because of I don't want to bring like the slave and everything. But I feel like if we can wear coil, yeah, we have coily hairs in Africa. But if coily hairs, if we can wear wigs that are like straight, and the funny thing is our wigs these days, if it's not as straight as both straight, we don't want it.
Sponge.
Exactly, we don't
Yeah.
want it. So I feel like
Yeah.
like other women from other race, like if you're going to speak so much on that, maybe make sure you don't wear wigs. You don't wear wigs at all. Maybe if you do wear wig, make sure it matches your hair texture.
Right.
Because if it matches another, like let's say race texture, I feel like then why? Like if you wear it, and why would you like say, oh, this race shouldn't wear it because of maybe they what? But like
I
for
honestly
me,
don't understand the arguments behind that. Actually, black people saying white people or people of
Different
other
race,
yeah,
yeah.
as you said, are not allowed to have braids. I don't understand the argument behind it. They talk about the texture, like their hair texture is not like ours,
Yeah, like
so why should they have braids on? But I've seen videos of people saying that some white people,
yeah,
I mean some white culture, dates back to wearing braids.
exactly, like French call, like all those French braids and
Do
stuff.
you
Yeah.
understand? So, like, when did it become a black person thing or a white person thing to do?
Like I don't understand it. I don't know if people in Africa are so pissed about
And
it.
people get triggered when you say
Exactly.
that.
So like I don't know if it's, or maybe it's more common, like it's more common with black Americans. I don't know. Maybe in the comment section, like I said, like me educate, like because you can't expect to say, oh, they do it like, and they are not allowed to. Because but we wear wigs that doesn't look like our natural hair. I love to wear wigs, not like I'm not proud of my natural hair,
Right.
because
Do
I
whatever you
love the,
want.
maybe because we grew up in a settings where you need to change your hairstyles. Like at
Of
least
course.
the secondary school I went to, every week you change your hairstyle.
Definitely, me too.
So like maybe you needed different looks. You needed to change different looks. So I love to have for me, like I love to have different looks. I know, yeah, it's not, and I won't lie, it's not easy with our hair.
That's the struggle.
It's not easy with like even when, because now sometimes my friends will be like it's natural, it's not easy with our hair, honestly. And honestly, to have a wig is even with the afro, I don't really like afro look. Even if I had my natural hair, I won't still comb it out on afro. I will still pack it, or if I need to stretch it, I'll still stretch it and it will still be like this. So I don't know. I know,
Yeah,
I know
for me,
Genevieve likes to
I
wear
think
wig that look like our natural hair.
Yeah, I think at some point.
Yeah, but I still don't still like it. So I don't know. I just feel like
for
sometimes.
me, I
I
think
don't know. I
that
just feel like
yeah, I think that why they are so pissed about it might be because during the slave era, they
Yeah.
said they used cornrows
Yeah.
to
To hide.
create a map of the farm,
I
kind of, so that if they want to escape or something like that, it's something like a secret passage. So they pass information with the type of cornrows you have. So that's why they said it's a black thing because it's kind of related
No,
to
of
this
course.
Maybe we
slave
need to
Let's
know
era.
even
our
say,
history.
maybe let's even say it's a black thing. But what about like the wigs we wear? The wigs on our heads currently.
Yeah,
the wigs on our heads
but then
currently.
it's not a remembrance of something you get, because the cornrows are a remembrance of the slave era.
That's why they are triggered about it. But wigs don't really represent anything unless it's just for the fashion and
What if it
but
means
then they have to
we are trying their beauty standards? Yeah, of course. If you what if I don't know if white women have ever had this conversation, like black women wearing wigs, how they feel about it, like wearing hairs that look like their hair.
yeah,
They are always surprised and they want to
no,
touch.
but personally,
Oh, what is
no,
this?
like,
Is this your hair?
personally,
Wearing wigs is because of the fashion associated with it.
Yeah,
It
what if
makes you
it's for
look
them too? Is the
nice
passion
and all
too?
Yeah, what
that.
if it's for them too? It's
But
passion too.
yeah, personally, I have no issues with
Yeah. No,
anybody
of course I get it.
braiding,
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
braiding
yeah,
of course I
or
get.
carrying
I'm just
cornrows
like,
or anything. But then some things are embedded in culture, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, some things are embedded in culture, especially those that maybe their great grandparents experienced this
of course.
slave era.
of course,
So
right?
it triggers
Of
them
course.
when they see someone that looks like a
That has
slave
no
master or
experience, but they've
That
slave.
has
gone
no
through.
experience, but they've got through.
Yes, carrying that type of
Yeah.
hairstyle, then it
And aside
triggers
from
them.
Yeah.
But we are in
And
a
aside,
changing world these days. We're in a changing world. Things are moving, and
mhm.
I
and
feel
aside
that
from them using
And
the
it
people
aside from
as a
now.
them
form of
using
map,
it as
Yeah.
a form of map,
I read that they used to like keep seeds and grains of rice in cornrows back then during the slave era. So I think this is like deeply rooted in the sufferings and the things they have gone through, and they are not comfortable with other people or people of different races trying to make it a fashion statement for themselves, because to them it is not, to black people it is not, it is more than fashion, it is who they are, where they are from, the things they've gone through.
Okay,
So I guess that's the
so
point.
so that means cornrows is more of it's not an African thing then.
It is not an African thing.
Yeah, because slave trade was, they moved from Africa too. So, but the ones that were not slaves in Africa, they didn't make cornrows.
What did they make?
And I'm asking, like, if it's something that started in slavery, like,
Yeah, black people were taken as slaves.
I
Is
know,
that
and
not
that's what I
it?
was like the cornrow starts in the era of slavery
Yeah.
or before.
We would never know. We would
Because
never know
that's
that.
No, it's.
we would never know
That's what
that.
we got.
But I think that
We have
you
to
can't.
find out.
I think that maybe the cornrows, they didn't suddenly have the idea of making cornrows. Maybe in the slave eras, maybe they have the idea beforehand, but then they started using different styles to communicate. So we can see that is this style. It's not just straight cornrows. They can make maybe in a snake
Yeah.
form or all those things. So I don't know, but I feel that people should not be triggered, or it's not so important.
Yeah,
Like
so you
that.
are open to
Yeah,
anyone
so yeah,
having braids.
Yes, of
whether
course.
black or white,
Yes.
do whatever
whatever
you
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 can
want.
do whatever you want to do.
I
with
agree.
your hair. Whatever you want to.
Oh God, do you agree with
Of
that?
course I do. For me, I do. If you don't agree, the comment section. Let us
But I
know.
see black people are always very angry. See
Yeah,
a
like,
white person post a picture of them with braids or a video, then you see hateful comments, hundreds and thousands of hateful comments from black people, and I don't
And
understand
I
No,
it.
don't understand it.
it's so sad because oftentimes they think that the white people always want to take something from us. They want to take our
Yeah,
but
so
those
they
are
feel they want to
difficult.
take that
Those are
too.
yeah, and yeah, I know they
dress
do.
style. They want to.
Mhm.
But I just feel like we as a black race, we still have a lot of hate in our, like, we still want to hold on to this thing, like, and sometimes I'm like, is that why we're not kind of progressing as a race?
Because we are still holding on to the things
Yeah.
that, oh well, we would never know.
But we are progressing
Of course,
somehow.
we I know, I just feel like the black community, like, you can give somebody more, like, corruption happens everywhere, but it's just like, I don't know, like, I would say I feel like as individuals, it's like we do better when we look at ourselves individually, but when now we are collectively, we need to do something. Church abasa.
What is that?
I'm serious. Like, you see black people doing this individually, they are so great. But when it needs for us to come as a community, have
Yeah.
one voice,
It's difficult.
it don't scatter be that.
Oh
And
well.
I just wish, like, things would. Then another one again is, I think, struggling.
I don't know if that is like really a black people thing or it's just a general thing,
Okay, I don't
regardless
really.
of the race.
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
have like
I
white
don't know.
friends or like discuss
It's
so
so
much.
based on, but I
So
know black people they like to. I think I know where you're going.
yeah,
Can you go on?
yeah, like we like that struggle. We like if you've not struggled. Like I even say some like let me give for instance Davido now. Can't Davido can't even say he has. I know. Yeah, and the struggle is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe to me and yourself like. There's someone that sleeps on the bridge. Maybe we've had like maybe some kind of struggle. But someone
Yeah,
that sleeps
right.
on the bridge will tell you've not seen anything.
Shaggy Pro Max.
Yes.
Exactly. But or maybe someone that never had any family to care for them will tell you they've not seen anything. But to you, it's a struggle for you. But we like to glorify that thing. If you've not seen
Yeah.
Shege Pro
And they
Max,
try to
Yes.
invalidate your own struggle to just make their own seem like the ultimate struggle.
oh my god.
It's like a competition. It's like a competition. Even someone will even tell you, you didn't grow up in Lagos. Oh, that's why you're soft. If it was that you grew up in Lagos, this and that, this and that, like they glorify suffering a lot, and that's why we still have this poverty mentality, right? That even when we have all the money, we still want to, show that we are still struggling. We don't have this relaxation mind, kind of like, oh, okay, I've gotten this, let me just chill. But no, it's always like, I'm suffering. Yes, I'm suffering more than you. It's like there is this competition. You can't even tell someone your problems without them maybe like putting it down, making you feel that, oh, your struggle is not that important compared to my struggle. Take for example, you have a friend in Nigeria now, and you are telling the friend that how you are struggling with the weather, trying to adapt and all those things. They'll be like, you are even struggling with the weather. What us in Nigeria here? This and that. This one has gone high. This one there is no light. All those things. You'll not just keep quiet and you'll not be kind of okay. Let me keep quiet since my own struggle is not up to
Trying to
that level.
outstruggle you.
Struggle you. Don't be small trying to
struggle you.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Actually.
Yeah, it is. And but struggles differs. Everybody has their own different type of struggles. My struggle might be entirely different from yours, but I feel that each time we come together to discuss something, we always try to like put the other person's struggle down, like it's not important. You're still dealing with this. What of me that is dealing with this?
Not in anything.
Yeah, but to them it's a very big issue. That's the thing, but it's
I think some people
I
just
don't
do
know.
it unknowingly because before you tell them anything, they've picked it up to say, "Oh, yours is not as bad as mine. Do you even know what me I'm going
Yeah,
through?" And I think that kind of affects me somehow because I tend to not really tell people things because of the things that they have said they are going through because I will not start invalidating my own that maybe mine is not so bad. Maybe I don't need to say
Yeah.
anything. I should
Exactly.
let them have their moments.
Exactly. And I just feel like
so
if
it's not cool.
yeah, I just feel like we need to I say you don't even know what you're talking about. Like
Mm,
in short, if somebody's even telling you their problem, like I feel like you shouldn't even just come in and say, "Oh, you've not even seen it." Let them have their moments. Like let them talk about. You don't need to bring your own and just, like
right.
everybody's this thing is just and it is and it's even hurtful sometimes when you see, especially some people when they see people having it soft. They did not steal anything from you. Maybe their parents are not even in the government,
The
and
people, I mean,
they
struggle
are living
even
the life
varies.
they know.
Mm-hmm.
And how they are talking and they're like it's because they've not struggled like
No, and I think struggle varies because you might think someone is living the soft life
yeah,
because you see the things they have, but you
yeah,
don't know what they battle with behind closed doors.
true,
So struggle varies. If you are saying you have a kind of struggle because you don't have money, you're sleeping under the bridge, da 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 da.
exactly.
Someone may be rich and they'll be dealing with health
It's a
struggles,
health struggles.
life-threatening struggles. But because you can't
Yeah,
see it and because you think they have money, it's a crazy
yeah
world.
we like there are some things, but I was also thinking discipline, but I don't think it's so much again. Like in every like. I don't think we see that so much. Before, hey God, at least my father flogged Shege Promas, come on my
Oh, how
money.
well.
And then people used to see it like it's discipline, but Jesus Christ. But you've
Kai.
seen people who have raised their children without so much force.
Right.
You realize there are other ways too you can raise your child or discipline your child without having to hit them like,
Were you beaten as a child?
hey, Jesus Christ. Bulala, like horse whip that has
Are
three,
you
four mouths.
serious? I wasn't beaten much, but there's one beat that I can never forget in my life. It was so bad. And I think I still have the scar.
Oh no, my popsy
I wasn't
flog
beaten much,
Shege.
but that was just like the one of the two times that I was beaten. And I had that scar. I still have
Oh,
it.
yeah, one or two times. What about you, Winner? Like, were you kind like maybe flogged and
Yes, so I was I was always misplacing money, right? So whenever I'm giving money to go and buy something, I always misplace the money. I don't know, maybe too much play or something. So
So you were
I was
beaten
even
much.
oh no.
But
Yeah.
what was in your mind during those times? Like they were beating you? Did
I
it make
hated
you
it. Nobody
change?
understood me, and I hate
Right?
but I don't know if it
wanted to
made
run
me.
away from your
I'm
house.
Oh!
telling you, I don't know if the like some maybe I don't know if any of my siblings would agree. It put them in the right path, but the current like I won't say Gen Z parents,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know what kind of parent. Like I've seen parents who have raised kids who are very respectful,
Right.
and if yeah, maybe the mom maybe slapped or maybe hit like, but like to use like that, like there's some pity you will see some parents will
Be
give.
like, do you
Even
want
you
to?
as a child, you can't even complain because they'll tell you they're training you.
Mm-hmm.
But you've seen some
So
parents that have done it
Yeah.
differently. Yeah, maybe they've spanked or one or two, but that like being your default discipline like measure. Like I've seen parents that have done otherwise, and I know that there are other ways to like discipline your child.
Yeah. I mean, there was this neighbor's kid that the parents used to beat a lot when we were young. And every night you would hear this boy scream
Jesus
because
Christ.
they would beat the hell out of him. But then it got to a point that I got used to the beating. And the boy refused to change. And he would just say, does it like the most they would do is to beat him and what else.
That's the thing.
So you can't
yeah,
really say beating a
yeah.
child would put them in the right paths or
Yeah, I saw
whatnot.
someone on Twitter, or is it X that they call it these days? Like the lady was like she talked about her parents beat her, like, see you're complaining. They were like nobody even could take pity on her. Like, and I get it, like maybe you want to do it for your child, you think, but I think yeah, even apart from being in Sweden that you can't flog your child,
Yeah.
you know. But I feel like we should learn other ways too. Like as
Right.
yeah, but I think a lot of people are actually moving
Yeah,
away from that kind.
I don't think they do it
It's
as
not so
much.
yeah, it's not so much common
The
anymore.
African
yeah, but you
The
know,
African
there's
parents
because they are going with this spare the road and spoil the child.
oh, the child.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
because
think a lot of
sometimes
African parents these days are actually looking for other measures to discipline their child. Yeah, some people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
so
they
maybe
said
the world is not bad.
millennials. Yes, that's why they said millennials. They have so much trauma in them. They are walking around with all this
Exactly.
built-in trauma resulting from childhood experiences.
Yeah.
Like you can never tell where your trauma is coming from. It was from one slap your parents gave you.
and some black people will say when you don't beat a child, you are spoiling that child.
Exactly.
You are
Like,
spoiling that child.
ah,
If I slap
yeah, and I think
and
some
you
people
know
also
because
believe
of
that.
this.
When I say something,
You know, because
When
of
I say
this,
something,
yeah, I said because of this beating, there are some things you want to talk to your parents about, but when you remember that
Exactly.
they might give you left hand, you just kind of
Keep
exactly,
it so
just hold
secret.
user.
You don't discuss it.
Oh, like
Yeah,
the
but
way my dad flogged me, like when I started my menstruation, I could not tell. Like I couldn't tell him, and I didn't know what it was because I started like at the age of 10.
Oh.
So I didn't know how to like I didn't even know how to tell my siblings because I feel like they'll tell on me.
And you receive the flogging of
Exactly.
your
So like
life.
I had to tell like our house help because I'm like, 10, why is blood coming out from my vagina? Because I couldn't tell my dad because I know like my dad like really disciplined us and I'm like, imagine when I now say blood is coming out. That means something I must have done something bad there. So I couldn't even confront him with that. So I had to tell like our house help then. And yesterday she must tell. I didn't think that she would tell. I thought maybe she would hide my secret
And keep
and
it.
keep it. I will find a way to stop the bleeding from happening. But she still told him and he did the talk.
Oh.
Yeah, because I lived with my dad at a point in my life. So like he did it and it was I will tell you I don't remember what he said because in my mind I'm like la 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 because it's so embarrassing your father giving you
Oh my god.
talks about your body changing and every other thing like oh
Yeah.
well he did his part he did what he could do he did what he learned like as a parent should be and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but I think we can do better. You know,
Yeah.
have this
Right.
close relationship with our kids, with our future kids, if you all want to have kids. You know, build this
Yeah.
trust so that they can trust you with things. If something should happen to them outside, you should be the first person they should approach and talk to
Exactly.
and all these things.
Yeah.
And not going outside to talk to their friends that might give them bad advice. You know, that kind of things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But discipline,
Exactly.
although you really have to discipline your kids as well, but I don't know,
Of
it's a bit of
course.
a tricky situation.
I think
But
there will always
sometimes you'll
be
be
a way.
forced to fight on them.
Federal,
Yeah?
our politicians has been disciplining us without flogging us. We have to vote
That
bad
one
leaders back
was.
to back. That must be a way. It's just
That
that,
one was.
like, I guess learning new things. I know it's hard work, like new ways to start doing
Yeah.
things. Whereas what your parents have done, you see it worked on you. Why not I
Right.
do it on my own child? Well, if you remember how it made you
Yeah.
feel at that point, I think it's good
Exactly.
to.
You shouldn't do
Anyway,
that to another.
well, guys, we would like to hear some of the difficult topics that you think black people need to have.
Yeah.
And don't come for us too much, like we said before. If you agree with us,
Yeah.
let us know. If you don't, just drop your opinion. That's
Yeah.
Kia.
Thank you for
Yeah.
today.
Alright, thank you guys for today. Thank you
Don't
for
forget to
watching.
like, comment, share,
Mm-hmm.
and most importantly, subscribe,
Ding,
guys.
ding, ding. Bye.
Hey, yo.
Bye. I do VCS.